Today we're going to be taking a look at these, the Sonik VaderX RS cork handles. Before we jump in, please make sure you subscribe to 𝗿𝗀𝘀liche and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any future uploads, and also follow us on all the social media platforms coming up on your screen below. Also, if you like the look of the reels in this video, they are the Sonik VaderX Pro 10,000s. I've done a video on them already, so click the link in the description below to check them out, and they'll also pop up on your screen at the end of this video, so stick around if you want to see them as well. But for now, let's jump into what these cork handle rods have to offer. Let's start with the basics, the actual rods themselves. Now these are based exactly the same on the original VaderX RS rods, but they've now been added with a little touch of class with the cork handle. Whether you like them or not, this is now available. I love a cork handle. I think there's a lovely balance between everything else is the matte black all over the place, and you got a little burst of light right down at the handle end. And I own cork handle rods myself, always have liked them, so probably a bit biased, but I think these look really smart. Moving on around the rest of the rod, you've got kind of a matte black finish for the bulk of the rod, with a few little bits of gloss here and there on like the spigots and little joinings and little whippings and things. And you've also got this little red streak around by the Sonik logo and the X. All the logos are actually quite understated, so they're not really in your face, but it's nice little subtle touches all throughout that make these rods really pop. And I think you'll agree, this setup, I know biased again, but I think it looks damn good. Make sure you stick around where I include a little bit of a blooper. Some of the bits you don't normally see. Happens to all of us. How do they actually perform? Now, the rods I've got with me today, I've used on a session earlier on this week on a very small venue, so quite light cast, little solid bags, fairly close range. Dealt with that fine. These are the 12-foot 3-pound model, I might add as well. But today I've come up to my syndicate, a bit more open space to give it a bit more of a whack, and I've been able to have a bit of a practice without annoying any of the wranglers on here, and they've coped really well. I think you can see from the casting shots I've got a really progressive bend in the rod. There's no flat spots, it casts nicely and it recovers nice and quickly as well, and that's thanks to the lightweight M series guides that it's got throughout. Now the 12-foot 3-pound and above comes with a 50mm ringing pattern all the way up to an anti-frap tip as well, but the 12-foot 2¼ and the 10-foot models have a 40mm butt guide all the way up to the tip as well. So if you like the 50mm look and the casting capabilities, then you want to go from the 3-pound and above. But it's not just good at casting well and quick recovery, it's also extremely accurate. Now I clipped up just to the island over there. First cast without clipping up, I actually got it pretty bang on, then clipped up, did it again, and it was quite a hefty crosswind. I mean, I'm trying to film with the wind on my back today because it's pretty blustery, and even in that crosswind it was super accurate. I hit the spot exactly where I'd clipped up, so there wasn't any deviation or battling against the wind. Where I flicked that lead is exactly where it went, so I'm very impressed with that. Also, other little touches down here towards the reel end. To start with, you've got a 17mm DPS reel seat, so it'll fit a whole manner of different reels. These are quite large reels, the VaderX Pro 10,000s. And then just coming up from there, all the rods feature a line-friendly line clip on the top here. So if you like to clip your line in there and then have your line going across at more of a parallel angle to the rod, you can do so. Pops out the clip nice and easily. It's already out like that, so not much pressure. Of course, if I pull it into the clip a bit further, it grips it a bit more, and then it still pops out nice and easy. And feeling the line, absolutely no kinks or anything, or any squashed or signs of wear where I've been clipping it into that line clip. So that's how they perform as well. Very impressive. So you've seen how they perform, but you've got to be a good caster to get the best out of them. This is what I meant by blooper. Let's try that again. So I just touched upon the various different models available when I talk about the ringing patterns, but here it is in more depth. So today I've got the 12-foot 3-pound model that I've been using with me today. There's also 3 other 12-foot models available. You've got the 12 and 3/4 pound test curve. That started with a 40mm ringing pattern up, and then this, which is the 3-pound model, you then got a 3¼ and a 3½. All of those feature the 50mm ringing pattern. There's also one shorter rod, a 10-foot 3-pound available. But if you're really looking for an out-and-out distance casting rod, although the 3½pound probably plenty for most of us, if you just need that extra distance, then there is a 13-foot available, 3½pound, but that's in the standard XRS range rather than the cork handle. So if you're not too fussed about the cork handle, but you like the look of the rest of the rod, then that's what you want to go for, the standard edition. There's also a marker and spod rod in that range as well, but that's all the rods available for the cork edition. And finally, and pretty much always the best point with Sonik, is the price point. So if you go for the 10-foot model of these rods, that comes in at $64.99 RRP, and then all the 12-foot models, so that's from the 2 3/4 all the way up to 3.5 pound test curve, they come in at $69.99 RRP. So there you go, everything you need to know about these rods. If you're interested in them, please check them out on the Sonik website. But for now, please make sure you subscribe and hit the bell icon. Follow us on all of our social media platforms for regular updates, and I'll see you again soon.